in a span of 3 years, about 5 to 6 transfers. How does this transfer mechanism work, sir?
Gossip apart, I didn't know why I was transferred. Reasons can be positive or negative, but we all know.
Ajay Mishra, sir, 1984 batch IAS officer who cracked UPSC at a very young age and in the very first attempt. Could you explain your experience of working with Dr. YS Rajasekhar Reddy?
90% of the officers I can tell. If you went to him and asked something, most of the time you came happy after that.
Mr. Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, present Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. People say he's hands-on into administration. Is the media what it shows and what actually happens in reality is it the same?
Overall the same. Whatever I knew, either sometimes I was giving numbers, he was saying percentages, comparing it to 1 year back or something like that. As soon as the formal call was over, I rang up his office again. Then in my own way I said, sir, is the CM or you angry with me?
In the year 2019, there were widespread media reports that Ajay Mishra sir is going to become the next Chief Secretary of Telangana.
It is a decision of the Chief Minister. He may have thought that I would not be compatible fully with him. Very frankly. At that point of time, one naturally feels low. My feeling of low was very temporary.
Sir, have you personally been asked by any politician to do something which is unethical? How did you handle such situations? So let us welcome Ajay Mishra sir.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, you have worked 36 years in the government, if I'm accurate.
Correct.
So what exactly does an IAS officer do, sir? And how does an IAS officer has an impact on the common man? Let's say somebody from a village, a grandmother, asks you this question. How would you respond in layman terms?
See, an IAS officer has the opportunity, many a times I'll put it, depending upon his postings, especially in the initial first 10 years when you are in the district, to make substantive change in the lives of people. I'm not meaning total transformation, but then while implementing different schemes, the way they are implemented, how much of benefit goes to the people, to the common man, or to the last man, many a times, that gives more satisfaction than many other high profile jobs which are even much more paying and in public view also. So that is the challenge and the motivation also, which is unique to this service, I'll put it.
So there is this perception about power. So how do you look at it, sir? The perceived power and in actuality how it manifests.
First thing, I personally do not subscribe to the reference of power. See, it is the opportunity, more or less, how much we have. And vis-a-vis other people, other actors, I'll put it, other stakeholders in the society who are doing similar things. As an IAS officer in the assignments which we have at the district level, it is, I'll say, a unique opportunity. It can be termed by some as power also, but then the authority which is there, the level to which our orders or our wish is implemented at the grassroots level, that is immense. And that makes change, that gives you satisfaction, and that makes all the difference.
So what should the civil servant and political executive relationship be like, sir? Ideally, based on your experience of working for decades in the government, there could be certain things that you must have read in your books or your civil services manual suggests certain aspects. But practicality में देखे तो चीज़ बहुत different होते हैं. So out of your experience, sir, phenomenal experience that you have, what should it be like?
At the practical level, at the formal level, things are defined. Let me put it.
Yes.
Any politician, any public representative, elected or otherwise, has a right to demand anything for a section of the public or for any individual benefit, if it's part of a policy or something. He has a right to do that. It is our duty as a bureaucrat to examine that and to do it fully or partly or not to do it. That is, so at one level, the rules are very clear. Second, see, this I am talking at the district level. When the politician is not in the direct chain of command vis-a-vis us, then comes the second aspect of our role in the policy making in the secretariat, where we are HODs or we are secretary or principal secretary to government, and we are directly reporting to the minister on file for many decisions to be taken. It's also very clear cut in black and white. Depending upon our assessment, we are supposed to advise the minister on what is to be done. After that, it is the minister's prerogative to agree with us or not to agree. He passes an order. Then normally, it's our duty to implement that. Unless we feel for some reason that instructions of the ministers have some flaw, some lacunae beyond a point, then we can recirculate the file with our observations or objections. But after that decision is taken, we have to implement it.
Is there any specific incident where you had the gut feeling that whatever order was given by the minister might not be in the best interest for him as well as the administration? But still, based on the orders from above, you had to follow it. In that situation, how did you tackle or deal with such kind of instance?
I'll tell an instance which happened at a very senior level. I was in the process of finalizing or issuing the orders, which are posting orders of the senior officers as Principal Secretary GAD. So normally the procedure used to be the Chief Secretary and the Chief Minister, along with one or two other officers like Principal Secretary to Chief Minister, they will in a meeting finalize the posting orders. And the Chief Secretary will instruct me or tell me that these are the posting orders which have been agreed by the Chief Minister and in writing, in signing, not oral. Yes. And then I will issue the orders.
So most of the orders are taken in writing, or sometimes
writing. This I'm taking of whatever has happened in writing.
Yes.
So then on one occasion, I was given that list with signature of the Honorable Chief Minister that these are orders to be issued. I go back after half an hour and orally inform that there is some technical problem in two orders to be issued. And mind it, both of them are my friends otherwise in the bureaucracy. Colleagues.
Yes,
I was given the liberty, if you can say that. I was lucky. I was not told to do it. I was told, okay. I issued 18 out of 20 posting orders. For the remaining two, I recirculated the file. Also, as a non-procedural gesture, separately, I informed the two officers that your orders will take time. Very clear cut that they are not being issued because, informally they must have been told by someone that your orders are to be issued. So I informed them. This.
Making it clear.
And then I circulate the file that these are the issues in these two postings. And then, rest is, as I said, by view was honored. And those orders were never asked to be issued later. So there's a way to do it. And some of us take less time to understand, some take more time to understand. And there are other occasions also.
Yes, sir.
Where these things are there, but it has to be done. Sometimes in our own enthusiasm, a perceived perception of confrontation is this thing that is to be avoided. Because then confrontation becomes the issue, not the the order or the nature of the order.
True.
So that is to be avoided.
Yes.
That is, in the initial stage, it happened with me also at one or two times when confrontation took place. But that is different. That I'll not advise.
True. So that comes with experience, maybe.
Yes, because these things are not taught that you have to imbibe or learn. And everyone has his own methodology in the detail to deal with such things. For example, in one case, when I was younger, I'll put it, I told the minister when he was slightly overbearing, I'll not name because it's not proper. I said, please don't raise your temper. I can also raise my temper. I told in a very decent voice. And then I walked out of the room. And I knew I went on leave for 1 week to home, UP.
Yes.
When I came back, my transfer order was on the table,
Hmm.
and I had no regrets for that.
Mhm.
So see,
So you were prepared for it.
yes, one was prepared because
Yes.
once you see that kind of the request was. I was not able to convince the minister that his request was not proper.
True.
Because the request was not proper as per my this thing.
True.
So then I have to face the consequence of moving out. If anyone is there, he can come and fulfill the request or not do. See, so
True.
but then it has to be done in a more non-confrontation manner,
Yes.
because the individuals are separate, the issues are separate. So we have to focus on the issue, not on the individuals.
Sir, like you worked under several chief ministers.
Yes.
In fact, to put precisely, you worked closely with some of them.
Yes, yes.
So that was a fortunate thing, or sometimes there were misfortunes as well. So, like, could you explain your experience of working with Dr. YS Rajasekhar Reddy?
Like I explained in another context, many officers, not only me, will vouch that they had very positive experience working with him because of few factors. I think the level of transparency which he exhibited was much more compared to other chief ministers. If he felt something, he told you many times. Second thing, officers had access to him more than many other chief ministers. When they wanted, they could get an appointment in 1 or 2 days' time. Third thing, with 90% of the officers, I can tell, if you went to him and asked something, most of the time you came happy after that. And most of the time he accepted your request, most of the time, because sometimes that will not be possible. But most of the time he accepted, he accepted and you were happy with it. So that was, I think, the reason why he is remembered more than other CMs. Other CMs may have performed better than him in terms of development, because even though not in Telangana now, but I think present Chief Minister of Andhra
Andhra
Pradesh,
Pradesh, Nara Chandrababu Naidu.
yes, yes. So see, the pace which he brought to development and all that was his forte. But then the access, the people being satisfied with him, and he making people comfortable, that was a special attribute of YSR, which people will remember. And not only me in the government, if
True.
you talk to many people outside the government also.
From a individualistic perspective, sir, apart from administration, has a personality when we look at YSR, what do you think are the major attributes that made him what he is? Like, even after him passing away, people remember him.
Helping people out of the way, rewarding loyalty, besides the thing which I have mentioned.
Yes, sir. You also had the fortune to work with Mr. K Chandrasekhar Rao garu
Yes.
at a very close level.
Yes.
So, what is the distinctive functioning that you have noticed?
About administration, except for he was a very fast learner of administration. Very shortly or in a short time, he developed views. That was his positive side, I'll put it. Very few chief ministers have that kind of, they leave it to others. But he was more hands-on, he understood and he took decisions.
Mr. Rao.
Yes.
But people say he's inaccessible, he is never in...
No. Those are two different topics. they are,
Yeah.
they are to a large extent unrelated.
Okay.
But I'm saying, see, his ability to learn the administrative setup, working and all that, because he was minister only for a very short time, and then he became CM after a gap of more than a decade. So with a person coming that level, and becoming a larger than life hero, rightly so, see, the way he came, see. So in that, learning the administration also, see, that was a positive point.
True that.
One thing which has contributed to that, I think, is his reading. I think he had the habit of reading for few hours every day, most of the time late night, and that made a difference. I think the amount of reading which he used to do, or still continues to do, I'm not informed on that. That was another defining thing in him, and that gives you an advantage, you see. On different subjects and those things. Plus, I think the command over language also was with him.
Tremendous.
So those are the things which set him apart compared to other chief ministers.
So was he amicable to receiving ideas from others, or he had his own viewpoint about things?
In a short time, he decided whom he will listen and whom will not. Let me be very clear. Because he was a fast learner.
True, true.
And then that made all the difference. He would listen to few people, some in the government, some outside, and decide on that basis. And he'll ignore all the rest. So that was.
So he was clear about it. Because some people will be like, सबका सुनना, अपना करना. Probably he was like, listen to some people only, फिर भी अपना ही करना.
Plus, like fast learner, he decided in a short time, I'll say in about 1 to 1.5 years time, which I could say because I was there. So one knew who are his, whom he listened to and whom he didn't listen to.
He was very categorical also regarding.
Yes. And like many times in a group of 10-15 officers where I used to be there in the first 2 years, he would say or give his assessment about the officers very non-diplomatic, which we were uncomfortable with. But he was very clear. That was the beauty of it.
Set the expectations right.
Yes.
So like how is he in private meetings, closed door meetings hota, like senior civil servants like you, where his close work with him in close quarters. So how is he as a person?
In the close quarters, he's very affectionate. He goes out of the way to make you comfortable. For example, I can tell one. See, that was there with few CMs also, but with him it was more. Rarely he had lunch alone.
Yes.
Even in his office. When he used to come to secretariat initial few years, at that time, his dining table was only 4 people. So he would call 3 people randomly, come and join for lunch. At his residence come office in Begumpet, Pragati Bhavan, there he had a big dining table. I think around 30 people could.
Yes.
See, roughly I am telling. So he would invite everyone to come and have lunch, whoever were part of his meeting just before lunch. Which rarely I have seen. Second thing, even when when he had opportunity to, or he was to have lunch outside, like in a hotel or some meetings, he would bring his food from home, and the table where he was sitting, generally 8 people, they will be served the same food which he is eating. Okay. It's not that food will come for him separately and the other people will take the hotel food. See, because all cannot be, this thing. So the people sitting with him, they will be offered the same food. They can have choice of other food of the hotel also, but the same food, the same this thing, and he will ensure that everyone eats properly. And his memory was remarkable. He would remember for me that I take veg or non-veg, for example. He will remember. And when later, in some context, my wife lunch with him on the same table, he mentioned it also.
Okay.
So he remembered that thing and mentioning it at the right moment or the correct moment. See, that kind of memory.
There is a sharp focus.
Yes, sharp focus. That means he is paying attention to what you are saying, what you are eating, what you are not eating. See, those things are very few people do it. That is the thing.
So, post-bifurcation, the first Chief Minister of Telangana, whom we were talking about, a lot of challenges. And one of the major challenge was about the power deficit. And he had the faith in you that he has given you the position to deal with the power crisis of Telangana. So how did you deal with that situation? What were your challenges in front of you administratively? How did you tackle them? And there were a lot of stakeholders involved, whether it is from the other state side and within the system also, there were a lot of and also discoms, a lot of things. There was also a challenge from other states as well. So how did you maneuver through all these difficulties and brought Telangana from power deficit to power surplus state? I think that was one of the more important, remarkable achievements of Mr. Rao.
There was no vagueness in the decisions which were taken. 24/7 electricity is to be done within this time frame from 9 hours.
He's given the direction.
Yes, it is desired. It's for the public.
Yes.
How we have to do it as a department, as a company which is dealt with the task to do that, we had to decide the details of implementation. Fortunately, the team in the department and the company, that is the TSP, DCL and others, they rose up to the occasion and performed, delivered these things. At one point of time, I thought he was giving more than, but then he used to recognize and acknowledge that without telling it. For example, I remember during that time, one of the issues of the union was to increase their pay fitment to some 38 degrees or some 38% or 39%. That was a demand.
कर दिया 39%.
No, he did it 42%.
Okay.
So see,
Okay.
see that as a administrator, as a bureaucrat, it will never come to my mind. Like you said, 39 kar diya. People would have been happy. But he making it 42. See, then the level of performance of the department, the individuals, involvement, ownership becomes much more. See, that is the biggest issue in the government, to have how many people own the government. That was his style. And I think that was, to a large extent, responsible for whatever benefits which we are reaping today. 24/7. I remember before I moved to energy, which was about 1.5 to 2 years before, after formation of this, before that I was in GAD and revenue. He used to have long meetings with the concerned people who knew about the subject here and in Delhi also. What is to be done and all that. He was very open.
True.
Like
marathon meetings.
Yes, marathon meetings, and then he will decide. So, like the commitment was there, because new state, if it is, power is not there, it will become a black state. That was the general gossip in whatever vocabulary. So, he was sincere, efforts were made sincere, department rose to the occasion, they worked more than their normal call of duty. Funds and other things were not a constraint for the department if they were needed. All those things, plus motivation of the staff when they are given 3% more than what they are asking. So, see, that makes them take the ownership. That's
it over here, like special mention about your efforts also. In spite of having very limited resources, and the system is always having a sense of inertia. So, how did you tackle that challenge of, keeping people on the run?
Say one more thing. See, here the capacity addition is not a one-time affair.
True that.
Especially transmission, and generation was the issue there. Sure. But transmission was already taking place.
Yes.
When generation only was needed, then taking from outside, buying from outside, renewable energy, that is solar, which was a big 3,500.
3,500 megawatts.
Yes, at that time was big. See,
nobody imagined that could be a possibility, so, and you made it.
Yes. So, my making it was only, like pushing the private people to deliver it on time or in as fast as possible. That was my job.
वो भी एक major challenge है ना sir. Inertia तो बहुत रहता है.
नहीं, inertia रहता है. But then once they know that you are serious about it, they also perform. So only thing is that sincerity and seriousness has to be known to those people. Then things fall in place. So that's what happened. And besides 24/7, keep saying it on occasions, is for about 1 year during 2017, Telangana was number 1 state in solar. It was joint number 1 in rooftop solar. And third thing, which is not much projected, the first coal company to go for solar projects was Singareni in the country. After that, Coal India has taken on that lesson, and they are adding solar capacity in different parts of the country. But the first coal company to go for about 200 plus megawatt of solar was Singareni. So those were the new things which were done. Even 24/7 was a tremendous effort.
Nobody even imagined that would be a reality. Actually, in that early 2014 or 13 period, people thought once there's a statehood, it will be a power crisis.
Dark state.
Yeah,
that was
dark
a dark state.
Industries will go away.
Yes, yes.
A lot of misconceptions and apprehensions were there. Sir, you had a very good working relation with the Chief Minister of Telangana.
Yes.
In the year 2019, there were widespread media reports that Ajay Mishra sir is going to become the next Chief Secretary of Telangana.
Yes.
The decision was otherwise.
Yes.
And the official reason was the tenure of service is only 7 months left.
Correct.
So, do you believe in that tenure reason, or what could be the other factors in that?
First thing is tenure reason, I'll be very honest, will be, or most of the times, is an excuse. What I feel, honestly, I think, though I was in important positions before that for the first 4.5 years, but then it is a decision of the Chief Minister. He may have thought that I would not be compatible fully with him, very frankly. And at that point of time, one naturally feels, but then my feeling of low was very temporary. And the classic thing was when on 31st of December till one day before, all kinds of news was there. But then at around 2 o'clock, it was finally announced, and I attended the farewell on 31st December evening with all the officers in our association. So that is how you come up very fast with whatever is destined or not. That is what I'll put it.
I'm sure many of the young officers need to learn from you, like the coping mechanism in such a quick manner. You could cope with it.
It's not. It's coping is one thing. Plus another thing is uh, how this I am saying in hindsight. Let me be very clear. I'll not say that within few weeks I thought that I'll have some other vocation, not job. Job was a
Sure.
different thing because once having worked for 35 years, even at that time,
Hmm.
I don't feel the inclination to work full time after that.
Hmm.
But then I thought that there'll be some role, something will be there for me, even outside the government. See, and I'm happy the way I'm meeting people, the people who never met me before, how they respond to me, how they behave with me. That has been the biggest thing for the last 5 years plus. On the defensive side, I will tell another anecdote. 2006 to 2010, 11. Whatever my post was there, I was happy. Transport, rural water supply, IT, home, infrastructure, like that. But I have few friends here who are from my university days, half a dozen of them in Hyderabad. So we used to meet and all that. Somehow I didn't hold or the A plus departments, I was not there. They felt it more than me. And when they expressed it, can you imagine? When the CBI cases started, then they opened up to me in that fashion. They said, at that time, we were feeling not very good that you are not being given good assignments or proper assignments. But now we are happy that you didn't get those assignments. Otherwise, by being in those departments itself, you would have faced some problem or the other, even though you were not party to it. So I feel the same thing for future things also, whatever happened to me.
Sir, unfortunately, after the passing away of Dr. YS Rajasekhar Reddy garu, we see a lot of decisions came under scanner.
Yes.
And in majority of those decisions, there's a perception that the civil servants scapegoat. And in the interim, I think you were also questioned by the CBI. So what was your reaction per se? Like, entering into the CBI office, or until now, things were different. And this was a phenomenal situation. So how did you deal with that?
First of all, at that time also, I felt that I have not done anything wrong. Plus, when I was called by the CBI, it was for some kind of a supporting evidence which could have been of their benefit. Let me be very clear.
True.
Associated fact is that I was Principal Secretary GAD at that time. I was a liaison officer coordinating all the officers who were deposing before the CBI. When they called me, I rang up the GD, whom I had good interaction even till today.
True.
After that, so I told him, "Why have you called me? You know what has happened."
True.
Oh, see. So he said, "No, no, sir. If you want, we'll send the officer to your chambers. You don't have to come to." I said, "No, that would go against me. See, because if all other officers are coming to your Dilkhusha office, if I don't come." So I went there, and there was it was a very normal kind of interaction. They asked me a few questions, I answered them, and after that, I'll be very frank, the joint director asked his DSP or the investigating officer to finish it and go, and after that we had tea and 15-20 minutes of non-issue related conversation. And then I think others came into the newspaper many times. So my thing was noticed or by few individuals or stakeholders, but many did not even know that I was called there.
True.
So plus, it was not for what I had done or not done. It was for other people. So there was no pressure, there was no negative feeling towards the CBI or anything. Yes, differences one would always have, they could have done in a different way.
Yeah.
But there was no negativity in that, and it was a normal conversation which I had at that point of time.
So when you see such kind of situations, so how do you reflect upon it, sir? Like civil servants, how their approach of dealing things should be there. Like political executive, 5 साल को बदलता है. But sometimes the decisions made by one political executive is also having an impact on civil servants. Probably
Yes,
in some
yes.
instances they might also be a party to it.
Yes, yes.
So, what should be the approach, and how do you look at this whole situation, person?
Many a times the officers want to be more in the good books. The fear of losing a important post, perceived post, and with it the social reaction to you when you meet them and interact with them. I think those are the factors which are more responsible. First thing I'll put it. Second, see, some officers by their very nature are more aggressive in whatever they are doing in administrative. For them, they feel it normal. The system may not feel it normal. So that's a different discussion for those officers. So there are two, three kinds of officers. But then when I see it in an all India perspective, there are other states which put the officer under more inconvenience, discomfort when they don't toe the political line compared to our state. Compared to
Especially
our state.
Tamil Nadu, maybe, sir?
North also.
Hmm.
North also.
Hmm.
See, Tamil Nadu, there is a trend. Overall, I'm not saying
True.
100%. When one party loses the election, the so-called officers who are seen, perceived as being close to the powers, go to central government
Hmm.
and come back after 5 years. That we don't see as a trend in this state.
True.
So we are lucky also. That's why I said more it is the perception of the officers, how they will be dealt with by the other stakeholders in the society when they are in one post or the other post.
Hmm.
I think that many of us have to get over that. That is very difficult, easy to say, difficult to implement.
So every Indian wonders, like when a minister gives an order, can an IAS officer, any civil servant refuse it?
There are many instances which come in the media now much more than before. Before it was not so much in the media. I can tell you an instance of 2006. I was in transport. The principal secretary at that time, he was asked to do something which principal secretary felt should not have been done, and it was told orally and in writing. The officer concerned did not do it. When in the second or third personal reminder by the chief minister, he circulated the file with the negative this thing, the CM overruled him. He did not implement it even then because he felt that it was not correct. Again, after 2-3 reminders to him by the chief minister in some meeting, that file, where is it? Then he circulated the file again with the negative thing. Again, he was overruled, and the officer did not face anything substantive except for a change of posting. Not to a C grade posting also, to a equally perceived good or posting in another department.
Yes.
So that's what I said. Many times officers feel that if you don't do the work which has been asked for, you will face undue consequences. See, every CM was not like that. Some were more harsh. But then that is a risk which one has to take when you are doing the thing which you feel is right. And if you feel that the thing is not right and if you are doing it, it's your choice.
True. Sir, have you personally been asked by any politician to do something which is unethical, and how did you handle such situations?
Except for, like I told you, with time, I also matured in the kind of responses I gave. For example, in the first year of my service, when a minister asked me to do something in my local limited Telugu language, I said, "Chustano," which was a normal taught to us or we inherited. Naturally, I was not able to do that. Within 10-15 minutes of my taking the decision, I get a phone call from the concerned minister. But then I told him, "Sir, it could not be done. It was not this thing." Then he told it was my ego, my standing, my this thing. So in my own haughtiness or whatever, I told him, "Sir, you are minister, you should make bigger things as your prestige points, not this a small issue of the government." So that was my reaction in the first year of service. In the about after 15 or 20 years, no, 20 years of service, my reaction was different. When the minister asked me, I said it politely. I said, "Sir, it cannot be done." When he insisted, unfortunately, he raised his tone. So I told him, and that is, I briefed. So the response became different, and that kind of a thing. So the requests need not be accepted. The consequences are maximum a transfer, which is equally good. See, you are not made in charge of a department for life. If not 2 years, you will be out in 1 year or maximum 3 years.
So that.
So, but easy to say, difficult for many to understand and acknowledge it. See, that is the issue. So,
Well, like there's also a perception the relationship between a civil servant and a political executive is one of master and servant. Do you go with that viewpoint?
uh, administratively, hierarchically, when we are in the secretariat, that is a written position. Government is the minister.
Hmm.
We are, as bureaucrats, we are advising the government.
Hmm.
So we put our views before the minister. He may accept it, he may modify it, he may
Hmm.
overrule it. Then it is for us to implement it. If we feel strongly, we can always ask for reconsideration. So that way, the role position, I'll not say hierarchy, is well defined.
Hmm.
But then, historically, say 50 years back, the quality of or the administrative experience, the understanding of many of the politicians was limited. So they went more by the advice of bureaucrats, right or wrong.
True.
Today, many of the ministers who are there, they are equally educated than you or me.
True.
They have the advantage of knowing the pulse of the people.
Absolutely.
They now get professional advice
Through consultants.
through consultants, official or informal, about the department and the global practices and all that. So the bureaucracy has to adapt to that. Some of us, or many of us, adapt fast, some take more time, some do not. That is
Right.
this change has been during the last 10 to 15 years more.
Hmm.
And I have seen, see, politicians, that means the ministers and his colleagues, discussing this was about 12, 13 years back, before the TRS.
Hmm.
We are the ministers.
Hmm.
We have to take decisions.
Hmm.
Not saying that the bureaucrat should not be there, see.
Hmm.
But then they thought that it was their, responsibility. They are accountable to the public for that.
True.
If the things are not implemented on time, which is correct. See, it is we who have to adapt as per the rule position. I'm not asking for a wrong thing to be done or an undesirable or an illegal thing to be done under any circumstances. But then I will put it in other terms. See, there is a black, there is a white, and there is a grey portion in between. Most of the problem is of the grey portion. See, the white everyone knows, the black everyone knows, and rarely, sometimes only rarely minister will ask the black, side thing to be done. But grey portion is where we matter.
Rightly said, sir. So, coming to the aspect of transfers, as you mentioned, sir, at one point in your career, there was almost like in a span of 3 years, about 5 to 6 transfers. So, how does this transfer mechanism work, sir? Is it just based on efficiency, or there are some other considerations? Is it political or a combination of sorts?
It is the feedback which the chief minister gets on our functioning, our need on that basis of functioning in the concerned present post of that time or some other upcoming post, and his final decision. I'll put it at that. But then I will just take 1 minute to tell you, see, one classic incident.
Please, please.
Here I can take the name because it was all in positive, see, this thing. In 2006, I came back from the Kosovo UN assignment.
Yes.
I was given a decent post of transport commissioner here. 1.5 years down the line, I was transferred. Gossip apart, I didn't know why I was transferred. When I was joining the new post, which was rural water supply, I asked the CM directly when I went to thank him. I said, "Sir, can I know the reason for my transfer?" He says, "Rural water supply, I want you to do good work." I said, "Thank you, sir." Because he didn't say anything against my working at transport commissioner. Then within 1 year or so, I was transferred to IT and communication.
Achha.
Then again, I joined. See, there was no question, because these are good posts.
True.
Again, he said, "No, IT is very important." At that time, the Satyam scandal had taken.
Yes, yes.
So he said, "No, there's problem, and my predecessor was required at some other place, so you have to take it." So I said, "Okay, perfect." I joined there. Within 1 year, I am posted again to Home Department
Okay.
as Principal Secretary Home.
Okay.
So
Directly under the CM, maybe.
visibly more important
True,
post.
true.
Then again, I asked the CM, the same CM,
Yes, sir.
YSR. So, sir, can I know the reason for my transfer every, you see, year? Then he said, do you want transfer to be cancelled? I said, sir, that was not my intention. I want to know. So, see, there it stopped. Because I said, sir, that's not my intention. That means I'm willing to join.
True.
He said, go and you know the problems which
Hmm.
are there. So, the reasons for the transfer are rarely told in honesty and in detail. Sometimes you come to know by gossip and other means. But then it is the discretion of the CM what he feels best of your role vis-a-vis others in that assignment. So I'll put it that way.
Yes.
And most of the time, officers know whether they accept or not, or tell in detail or not why they have been transferred. Reasons can be positive or negative, but we all know. And I also know for all the 3 postings that I was not told, or 4 postings, why I was posted there.
Yes.
So
there's something called as routine transfer. One is punishment transfer, or there is some kind of methodology that is practiced, sir. Like, if you could just tell our viewers what types of
see,
transfers actually are there
see,
in the corridors of power.
see, what is termed as routine transfer is basically a transfer which is after 2 to 3 years of posting in a particular assignment. If it is less than 2 years, it is supposed to be some other reason. But many a times it may not be punishment as such. See, because punishment transfer is, there's nowhere it is defined, first thing. It is only perception.
Sure.
See, if a post is not perceived to be good, and if you are posted there for some reason, it is termed as punishment transfer by the media. Whereas I have a feeling many of the so-called punishment postings have much more good things or opportunities to be fulfilled by the officer. That is also there.
Yes.
And I can name a few in that also, but no need. So these are perceptions of the media that routine transfer and all that. The only requirement of a transfer which is elaborated is by the Election Commission. That before the elections are announced, if a person has worked there for, I think, more than 3 years, if I remember correctly, then he should be moved out because he's too much familiar with the place. So otherwise, there is
local area.
Otherwise nowhere else it is elaborated or defined. It is only perception. And some people do extremely well also, and they are transferred within 1 year because they are needed at some other place. Some people do not do, and they are posted for 4 or 5 years also. So that is all, wish and feedback to the Chief Minister and how he wishes to utilize your services for the state.
Sir, in media, there's also talk about reward transfer. ये क्या होता है?
Same public perception of the media. See, if you are in not so publicly visible, publicly perceived good post, and if you have done something favors or you have to the government of the day or some individuals who are powerful at that point of time in the government, and then you are posted to a assignment which is seen as or perceived as very good, then those are termed as this. But these are all perceptions, I'll put it.
Right.
All perceptions.
And coming to this position of district collectors, that is the most sought after position, or general public को भी एक perception है district collector या district magistrate. So most they look at it as the most powerful organ of the government. So what does a district collector do, sir? How many departments are under their control, and what is the command and control structure under a district collector?
See, in any organization, number one post holds all kinds of fascination. Let me put it. See, any organization you take.
Say what? True.
Traditionally, our districts were large entities in terms of size and population. 10 years back, approximately, our districts were reorganized and the smaller districts came. Otherwise, like I'll take Warangal, which was an average size district, not small or not big. It was about 12,000 square kilometers. And the population at that time was 30 lakhs.
30 lakh for one district?
One district.
Oh my God.
So for one, and it was not the biggest district in the state.
Yes, sir.
There were districts which were bigger than this.
Hmm.
So when you are coordinating, you are part of the decision making at the top for most of the things which are happening in the district on behalf of the government, implementing the schemes of the government for that size, that quantum.
Hmm.
So that has to be fascinating for an outsider
Hmm.
because he doesn't know how things are being. See, whatever transparency you bring into the system, but then still people will not be knowing fully.
Hmm.
So the quantum of work, the nature of work, with that, how many people you can benefit,
Hmm.
how much change you can bring at the lower strata of society, all those things. And with that also goes, there is much discretion also to the district collector.
Hmm.
So all that makes it fascinating. And for statistics, I can tell you there are 50 countries which are smaller in size
Hmm.
and population to Warangal district, erstwhile Warangal district of ours. 50
Hmm.
countries.
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 Yes, yes.
So, see,
That's interesting, actually. So, so you can see like the
yes,
kind of people, the
yes,
quantum of work that we have.
yes. And see, when you are having more than 1,000 villages,
Hmm.
for any collector to visit 1,000 villages in a year is very, very difficult and almost impossible.
And so many stakeholders are also involved.
Yes, so many stakeholders. So, how much time anyone is able to get from you,
Hmm.
in spite of the fact that you may be working 12 hours, because whoever says he works more than 12 hours, I have doubts, because, say, humanly not possible except for few days or few weeks.
True that.
So, to 30 lakh people, say, more than 1,000 public representatives, because each village has a panchayat.
Hmm.
They look up to you.
See what?
So that's a tremendous responsibility and opportunity and fascination for the other side.
Sir, you hail from Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
So there's this phenomena where most of the officers in civil services are from UP or Bihar.
Yes.
Why do you think this situation prevails?
I'll generalize. There are states where there are less opportunities outside the government because of development or the nature of development. There, the craze for government service will be more. And I don't mind accepting that compared to national level, other states, many parts of UP and many parts of Bihar are not that much developed, or there are not that many opportunities for youngsters
Hmm.
to work and earn a living outside the government. And especially 40 years back, it was much less.
Hmm.
So that is why the craze there. Plus, at least UP and Bihar. Partly it applies for Telangana and Andhra also,
Hmm.
and Indian society also in many parts of the country. The emphasis on education. And education is seen as one of the important factors to grow in life.
Hmm.
So combining of these two, good, meritorious, plus lucky candidates, more get into civil service. For example, that many students don't apply from Gujarat
Hmm.
or from, say, Bombay and see the developed
बॉम्बे
cities.
में तो बहुत कम है
Wait,
बॉम्बे और गुजरात से
wait, because their opportunities are better.
True.
So it is, where opportunities are less. So why one would not try this? And naturally, other places less people are applying, we get more, and then it is.
Let's have a quick rapid fire round of questions. So what was the most challenging part of your career, challenging instance in your career?
I'll not say most. See, the satisfaction
Hmm.
point of it was maximum in the rural water supply segment, where one felt that one has contributed more to what should be done or desirable. Second, from my interest point of view, was the higher education sector, where some new things were started in a short span of time. And finally, the visibility was much more when in the final assignment of energy, partly also because I was there for more than 3.5 years. Other tenures were all around 1 year plus, so
Sure.
that may have been one of the reasons. But besides the district level of experiences, these three were the main which I will.
Your biggest career regrets?
I don't think there's any. I think I've been more lucky or fortunate than even among the officers. More than 50% of the officers I have, I'm more satisfied or happy than them. So I don't feel regret. And I'll say if again in 1984 I have to appear, I'll give this as an option.
Okay.
Today's options are different. Maybe. But in the 84 scenario, this will be again my option.
I was just coming to it. Like, if not UPSC, which other profession that you would take up?
Like I mentioned briefly, see, my logical course would have been a university professor. Because that was what I was used to. My achievements in the degree college and university were aligned with that. The third thing which I tried, I did not succeed, was to be in the journalism, on the serious side of it, not day-to-day reporting, on the academic side of journalism. I didn't think or apply for anything else. And I was lucky, there was not much time. I got the job before those options were closed.
True, sir. Sir, who was the most comfortable chief minister you enjoyed working with?
I think it was YSR only. Because directions used to be clear, no micromanagement, and the dissent was most of the time not looked negatively. So, and see, so the opportunity for the bureaucrats to take initiative many a times in their own departments, they had the freedom. Some chief ministers had too much of the agenda from the up, so that the officers did not have sufficient time to explore what they felt was, and similar things. But I think YSR was a ideal combination.
The most difficult times with the chief minister and the reasons for the same.
Difficult times, I think I'll not categorize. The only negative experience with the chief minister I had was in the last 7 months. And not because I was not given the posting, that was a separate issue. On 1st of January, when I met him to wish him, I asked him, "Sir, I need 5 minutes of your appointment." That appointment offer was not given to me for next 7 months. And I made it this thing that whenever I met him as a part of the meetings, 3-4 times or more during those 7 months, I did not raise the issue of my meeting. So that was the only thing which I can say, see this thing, because before that, all the chief ministers, even when we were very junior in service, it did not take more than 48 hours for us to meet the CM, even for our personal requests. So that was one thing which I thought was not desirable. Posting or other things,
That's a secondary aspect.
That was a secondary aspect by that time. Once you did not get it, you did not get it. But not hearing, that was unlike CM. That was honestly. But then once
being
you
at the level of special chief secretary.
and even if you like during the last week also, I asked, I could just thank him. No. So see, that was his preference, his way of functioning. I understand why he behaved that way, but then that was the only a small negative thing which I observed. Otherwise, working wise, there were no these things, even with him.
So you also worked with Mr. Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, who is the
Yes.
present chief minister of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes.
So how was it working with him, sir? Like people say he's hands-on into administration. In the real scenario, is it the same? Like how are the meetings with the bureaucrats?
Yes.
What's the functioning style of working?
Say,
Is the media what it shows and what actually happens in reality is it the same?
it was overall the same. He had a grip over administration. He set quite ambitious deadlines to the officers to achieve, and most of the time they were achieved. But the effort to be put in by the officers was more, which many of us were not used to before that. So see, it takes time for us to adapt. And I think the long-term impact of the decisions and the projects and the programs during that time are still acknowledged. So it was, I was lucky in one more way. I didn't have to face that, see, anxiety or that this thing, because I served him for about 2 years when I was collector. After that, one more year. Then I went to Government of India, and it was not again. See, it was a better opportunity which came as PS to minister. But then in the district also, uh, the way he pushed us, that was positive. It produced more results. All those things which were desirable, which earlier the pushing was much less to us. So it was more of learning, more of performance under his leadership.
Let's say we are an efficient, if you were an efficient officer, would he give you the free hand, or was he like hands-on in everything that happens?
He used once he realized, see, the freedom will be there. See, there's a oft see quoted thing which I should not tell today because it may be taken into a negative light. Um, we were all performing to whatever we could do. Mm, At that time, there were no cell phones. I was in the district, I think around whatever number of months or 1 year approximately. I receive a call at 6 in the morning. My working style those days was, I used to work for office till about 9:30. Then dinner and some socializing with friends, official or non-official. 12 to 1, I used to play with my kids. They were not school going midnight. And then I used to go to bed. And then around 6:37, I'll get up and then start the day. When you receive a call at 6 o'clock, you have gone to bed at 1:30. And the call was connected from the camp office by the attender. And I remember I was sleeping, phone next to me, I pick up the phone, CM sir was what he was anxious. And before I could realize, the CM was on the line. Fine. So he asked questions, he asked about the district progress, and for about 20-25 minutes, I was giving some numbers, he was giving percentages, but no
At 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m. in the morning.
You were ready with the numbers.
No, I was sleeping. I was, see, no, see.
So it was quite extempore.
Yes, quite extempore. See. And like whatever I knew, either see, sometimes I was giving numbers, he was saying percentage, comparing it to 1 year back or something like that. He had, see,
True. He has
and
data.
sometime when I said the percentage by, you see, memory, he told, see, but there was no contradiction. There was no, I will say, disaster kind of a answer by me. And I carried the day well enough. But then I was agitated. See, I have a right to at least see whether justified or not. As soon as the formal call was over, I rang up his office again. Naturally, he will not pick up. His secretary picked up, who was known senior colleague. Then, in my own way, I said, "Sir, is the CM or you angry with me or on my performance?" No, Ajay. CM is happy. We were all listening what you were saying and all that. I said, "Yes, but I expect something else." So they said, "What?" I said, "You should have told me half an hour before at least." Half an hour. I said, not previous day evening, half an hour before. I should have been better prepared, because had I committed a blunder, which was normal at that level of mental preparedness, my, you see, like career for next 2-3 years would have been disaster. CM would have got it totally. Then I said, no, don't worry about that and all that. It doesn't make a difference. Then in my own joking style, I said, "Sir, you had put the data sheet of the district before the CM. He was reviewing me on that. What did I have with me?" What? I said, "I had only bed sheet to rely upon." So this joke of bed sheet versus data sheet became, see, like as in today's terms, viral. And it was told after 7-8 years to my wife in Chennai by another officer, that some officer has replied like this to the then CM. But then the positive side I take. After that, for about 1.5 years, I was in the district. I never got a call at odd hours. So see, that is appreciation in spite of my like expressing displeasure. It was taken in a positive way. But that attitude is becoming rare and rare nowadays. So, see, that is what is needed more, to work as a team, to understand the problems of others, the compulsions of others, and try to resolve as for, okay. My reviews after that were only after during daytime. I was happy, you see, I was better than others who used to complain. A phone call came at 5:30 or so to some of them. So it is the appreciation of the leadership when he came to, that must have been informed to the chief minister, I am confident. But then I didn't get a rebuttal or a rebuke by the CM office also. That is a positive thing. So see, that makes the difference. And I also was motivated to continue, see, working the way I was working. And the instructions used to come, see, guidelines will come, see, directions will come. We'll all, see, fulfill that. So that is the
Yes, sir. Sir, like the challenges that today's youth face are much different from
yes.
what your generation had faced. So, what do you think are the major governance challenge when we talk about tackling the issues of youth of this country?
I want to have the question more clarity. See, like, is it the administrative youth versus the system?
General youth in person.
General youth, what I feel today, the system is not educating him, preparing him for life after the college adequately. Whether it is the professional side, when I say overall, some institutes are, many are not able to do that for different reasons. So that is affecting the youth much more in a negative fashion than it should be. They should be more prepared, at least the better ones of them, to find a place where they can contribute to society by way of job or some other, see, vocation. Uh, that is, see, and most of the time, different governments at different points of time are leaving it to the private sector, which uh, private sector has a role, but not to that extent which it has assumed by now. For betterment of the youth, for the society, I feel the government should focus, first priority should be three things: education, health, and judicial system. Other things can be second priority depending upon effort, time, energy left. Because these three things are the core. Education, more than 50% of it has gone to private sector. Health, more than 50% has gone to private sector. Judicial system, the less said the better. Even though in the public sector, see, because of their own compulsions, I'm not blaming anyone.
True, true.
See, the way,
Systemic challenges.
yes, systemic challenges. So these three things, this is with my experience of implementing number of development projects also with different levels of success, much more success than I have been able to achieve, but then the society at large. I feel these three things should be restored, not excluding the private sector. Make a role for the private sector where they'll be more effective. For example, primary health. If you have a cold, where do you go except Apollo Hospital? Do you know any place? No. That was not the case 50 years back. That has to be reformed. See, advanced medical treatment, yes, private sector will have a role. It is more adaptable. They should have. But the primary health care, how do you make it affordable, accessible to the satisfaction of the common person? How does our primary education, see, primary education, higher education, university and all that, see, if you make, like we talk about skilling and all that, then that amount of higher education may not be required. But how does primary up to intermediate is more quality, more affordable to the common kid? How do I get justice in about 6 months to 1 year time, this side or that side. It's not easy at this stage today. Maybe if we had taken the right steps with the right intensity 30, 40 years back, we would have been in a better position, but it's hindsight. So these three things should be the first priority of any government.
Rightly said, sir. Sir, like of late we observe many of the youngsters preferring startups or migrating to foreign countries for higher studies or better job opportunities, or these days the new fad is better lifestyle. So, how do you look at these things, sir? Like, what should be the approach? Should youngsters prefer public service, or whatever is the present momentum, where majority of the youth is preferring startup culture or going for the private sector jobs? Of late, you see.
I'll
So,
segment depending upon the issue.
yes, sir.
Startups, or as I say, entrepreneurship has to be encouraged, has to be inculcated. This is a new phenomena in our country. I speak on this subject also. I have spoken, so I can tell the number game. We didn't hear about startups before 2010. So it's a relatively younger field or activity in our country. I tell management kids and engineering kids, if you work for more than 10 years for others, you are doing a disservice to yourself. After education, learn the rules of the game in 10 years' time. All may not be able to do it, but even if 50% do, will be a change society economy. I asked them, what is the maximum which a employee has been able to make in his lifetime? And when I say that, it is globally Indians, Indra Nooyi and celebrities, Nadella and all that. As per published reports, they are less than 150 million USD net worth, which is huge. But then, as on today, we have about 150 unicorn startups, which means
A welcome
8,000
change.
crores. No, 8,000 crores
Hmm.
in last 10 years, 10 to 15 years.
And especially in the past 3, 4 years,
Yes.
the numbers are more.
90% of the startups fail or do not result in 10x return. But then the learning is much. So that is not emphasized. Our students are not trained for that. It's very difficult to do that. That mindset has to come. See, and the mindset also goes by region. Gujarat, no one wants to join civil service
Enterprising
because they have a culture of enterprise.
enterprise, yes.
How do we partly bring that culture in other parts? The positive aspects of that culture. Because with our population, government cannot give jobs to more than 2, 3, 4, 5%. Rest, how do they contribute? For that, one more basic change has to come in our mindset. How do we assess failure? Failure should not be rejected, should not lead to rejection. 12, 13 years back, I was in Israel to study angel investors thing as a part of IT. This thing. One of the practiced thing there was they valued failure if it resulted in experience. So I asked them, see, because they told that they're also less than 10% of the investment projects or companies or startups resulted in more than 10x return in 7 years' time. That was their framework. So then I said, when others are failing, how do? No. If that fellow comes after first failure for the second project, and if he is able to answer us about what he has learned from the first project, we value him more than a first-time startup. Do we have that mindset? Overall, no. I'm not saying anyone's fault, but then you see that mindset has to evolve. So, see, and we have to be more, see, the better ones, the fortunate ones, the lucky ones have to provide jobs rather than we. I have remained in the job, but then that's what I said. If it was today, other opportunities will be open for us, which are better. So today's youth has that chance, has that exposure. 150 unicorns more growing every day, startups more growing. So that is the future. How fast? That will decide our country's fate.
Sir, in the end, like any message that you'd like to give to the, present generation or the society per se?
First thing which is very prevalent is please do not go for shortcuts. First, do not go for shortcuts. Don't go by people like me even saying that I have achieved success with little preparation or something. Hard work, sincerity is necessary. After that, it is luck. So that will be my thing. No shortcuts, hard work and sincerity. And please see what others are not doing or others are not doing properly. If you learn from that, you will be a winner. That's
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. I'm sure this conversation will set a benchmark for students and aspirants across the UPSC segment, as well as the youth of today. The kind of humility that you have displayed and the various decisions as part of administrative system will be of great learnings to the young administrators, as well as the kind of approach towards life that you have shared. I'm sure no book can actually give those insights. Thank you so much, sir.
thank you.